Winston Churchill once said, "You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give." Although historians debate whether Churchill actually said this, what is not debatable is the true message that it shares. As Jews, we always exemplified giving and sharing. It's an expression of our faith and dedication. It's in our DNA. Way before Winston Churchill ever lived, the Jewish people were taught the virtues of giving, not only as a means to help those less fortunate or a community center, but to acquire life. We read in this week's Torah portion, Teruma, about the first ever recorded in history communal fundraising campaign and how it was to be launched. God, the orchestrator behind the scenes, gives over to Moshe, the executive director, exactly how he should introduce this campaign to the Jewish people. Says the verse, "And God spoke to Moses, saying, Daber el b'nei Yisrael, speak to the Jewish people, v'yikchu li Teruma, and have them take to me a donation. Me'es kol ish asher yidvenu libo, from every person whose heart inspires him to contribute, tikchu es terumasi, you shall take my donation." And then God goes on to list 15 different types of valuables and materials that were needed to build the actual structure. But the question is asked, the wording seems to be off. The opening words should have been, speak to the Jewish people and have them give to me a contribution, not have them take to me a contribution. In Hebrew, it should have said, Ve'yitnu li teruma. Why does it say, Ve'yikchu li teruma? It is with this change of one word that Almighty God is teaching the Jewish people a lesson for all times and all future generations. When it comes time to give a donation, don't be foolish. Do not think that you are the giver and the other party is a receiver. This is very far from the truth. The reality is that when you give, you are actually taking as well. You are the greatest beneficiary of your own generosity. When you donate to a good cause or to a person in need, you are getting much more than you are giving. Not only in the next world or in a spiritual currency. In this world, in the here and now, you are acquiring a life. One need not be Jewish to understand this concept. Even Winston Churchill got it. The language used in the verse of the Torah portion is precise. Ve'yikchu li teruma. Take to me a donation. By becoming a giver, we are also taking. How would any relationship look if one party was only a taker and never a giver? How would any social gathering look if people didn't verbally share with others? When we give and share, we actually create the environment from which we benefit. In original Hebrew, the word for act of kindness is only in the plural, gemilut chasadim. Not act of kindness, but acts of kindness. This is because with one act of giving, at least two people are benefiting, the giver and the receiver. You know this in your heart. When you give, it puts a smile on your face. You go to sleep at night feeling good about yourself. That's the life that one acquires by giving. The holy tzaddik Rabbi Yisrael of Ruzhin once said, "Some people claim that if you give away what you have, you are a fool. And if you take, you're clever." Jewish tradition teaches us that those who give and think they are only giving are in fact the fools. But those who give and understand that they are also receiving at the same time are truly wise. This idea also helps us understand why on Purim, our most joyous holiday, there's such a strong emphasis on giving, both to our friends and to the poor. We have a special mitzvah called Matanas Levyonim, to give money to at least two poor people, and another special mitzvah of Mishloach Manos, to give two edibles to at least one friend. Why such an emphasis on giving and sharing food and money to friends and to strangers? With the insight from this week's Parsha, we can now understand. A Jew's inner joy and celebration comes from sharing with others and being a giver. If you want to truly celebrate Purim or any other special occasion, it's got to involve opening your heart by giving and sharing with others. It's the secret ingredient to inner peace and jubilation. May we all merit to experience the verse from the Megillah, La Yehudim hoisa oira v'simcha v'sason v'kar, and for the Jewish people there was light, joy, gladness, and honor. Kain tihi elanu, so may it be for us. Have a good Shabbos.